I just cracked open this book. Um, my soulmate told me to read it and see what I thought. I'm learning a lot about my mental warps around prosperity. And it's funny to like be like in the middle of my 30s still trying to figure out how to create and obtain wealth for myself, right? So like this book, it talks about the myths of like money and investing and how we've been lied to so many times where we end up in these warps of like not having enough, right? Put this over here. So I grew up in poverty. I grew up where my mother was living low income. She was on welfare. I remember her getting SSI and food stamps, and she would get like money for me and my sister through the government. So I've always grew up like on government money. Like my mother never transitioned out of that into like building her own anything. So I saw money like as like a scarcity for a long time. And what sucks about being in that space of like not seeing people build wealth, not seeing people work with putting their money in order so that it can like build on itself, is that subconsciously you start to accept that that's okay because we survived. So I've always seen the survival mode, right? Going into my 20s, when I got into my pretty days, I was like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to have this, this, and this. But I didn't have no guidance. I didn't have anyone that wanted to help me. Even like the men that were rich around me, I was around a lot of rich guys. They wanted me to just be pretty. They did not invest in me. They did not put big money behind me, like where I could do stuff. And then the ones that did, they weren't talking about or questioning what am I doing with my money. They just would give me money for my time. And I've looked at how many times I've allowed myself to reach another level of survival mode where I'm comfortable with being poor, or I'm just like, it doesn't bother me that I don't have enough. Now going forward, I'm like in my mid 30s, and financially things are, I would say, in a bad space because I've had money and I've given it away. Because I had it, I would also deal with feeling guilty around certain caliber of friends that I had more money than them. So I would give money to them. Ex-boyfriends have had the luxury of having a lot of my money. And I was okay with just having enough. So now going forward, it's like there's moments where I get angry and I'm laughing because there's like another like dark voice in my head, like cursing that we're not going to allow anybody else to put us in this situation again. And I mean that. I think once you make up your mind that you are tired of being tired, you're tired of financially not being where you want to be. And it's crazy because you have all these resources around you that help, but here's the thing, there's so many people creating I don't know, schemes, like money schemes to help you make money, but it really helps them make money. So it's really not helping you. And as an artist, like I'm a full artist. I love to paint, dance, sing, all that stuff. And as artists, we love our passion more than we love money. Like long as I'm giving my passion, I'm okay. But I'm trying to make it where it's like my money and my passion, they go together. And that when I help people, I also help them make money as I'm making money. But I realize I'm gonna have to be selfish. And going into 2023, I'm just gonna be selfish for a long time until I'm like comfortable. And I have to be unapologetic about it. So for those that are watching this video and I don't talk to you or I don't really engage into like dealing with you, if we're not collaborating, you guys know I'm working on soulmate lovers and friends. If you're not in that project, I'm not talking to you, because I need to put everything back in order, and this time it has to stay, because going into my 40s and 50s, I want to be able to see everything that I've planted, because I've planted a lot of seeds. I know people that I need to rekindle with, that do matter, that could help me get to where I'm going. But it's interesting to see like the waves, because I've been famous before. I've been rich. I would say like comfortable, like close to a six figures before. I wasn't at six figures, but I was very close to six figures before. And again, I felt guilty being the one that had it all. And I should have stayed in Los Angeles. How about that? I was doing right. I was cutting off friends, and I was in LA, but then like my family, my grandma was like, you need to come home and take care of your mom. And I should have said no. That's the part about life. It's like life always gives you these detours. And I thank God that I did go home, because I got to see a lot of myself in my mother as she was getting ready to pass on. She's not here anymore. So there's just layers in that, you know. I feel like sometimes I was blocking my own self because I was guilty that I was making all this money and I couldn't. I mean, nobody appreciated it where I came from. They just thought I was like being high and mighty. But I was like, I just don't want to be broke. I don't have to be. Like, I'm around all these people that got money and I'm the only one that don't have money. So back around to it. After breaking up with my ex last year and then going into production last year, I saw like this window of myself where I'm like, oh, there I go, trying to like dim my light so that my people close to me could feel comfortable. And I keep doing that. So just know that on your journey, you have to take a lot of time to meditate and contemplate on your life. And going into the new year, I don't even need a vision board because I've already made it. You know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I already know what I want in my love life, financially, my business. I know what it looks like. I know the operations of how I see it, and I know who my enemies are. You also have to keep in mind that there's always people that are wishing bad things on your life, and you have to continue to protect yourself and elevate your energy, vibrate higher so that they can't touch you. And once they can't touch you, you just take off. And I only know this because I've been famous before. I've been popular before, and I remember like taking off and was like, shit, but I was by myself. Like, I wasn't around the same people. They knew stuff was going on, but they didn't know every move. And I'm learning, like, don't let people know your moves going forward. If you know the vision is clear again, just go for it. Give people pieces of it, especially the people that are helping you get there. But everybody else, because they not going to change. And all they're going to do is throw their hand out or call you, I need this, text you. Can you? I remember this year, you guys, there's a post in my reels. If you go to my reels, I was talking about the Google stock, and it had did a split, and I bought some stocks. Well, people was hitting up my phone like, hey, can I borrow $40? Can I borrow some money? And I'm like, no, I'm telling y'all, like, y'all need to invest the money that you have. I don't have it. I don't want to be around people that keep telling me they don't have things. I don't want to be around any more artists that are struggling with their addictions anymore either. Like, I'm about to be real different going forward. And I'm not saying I want to be mean, but you may only be able to find me on YouTube. Like, you listen, I'm in Vegas, but you ain't gonna be able to catch me because I'm not always in Vegas. And I just look forward to like killing the sacred cows. You guys should check out this book. Check it out. It's interesting. I wish it was, you know, a little more urban, but you can pick up and see what it's saying. There's some more books that I'll share that I've read in my past that I'm gonna like regurgitate, I guess, because I remember them and they really worked, and I became famous and I started making money for myself. But I felt like I was alone and wanted people to come with me. Well, this time, if it's just me, it's just me. And going into the new year, I'm okay with knowing that it's my time to be selfish. Like, and I've always been selfish, but it's about to get real. I'm not even sorry. I'm unapologetic. I'm literally like on Issa Rae. For y'all that don't know Issa Rae, she's doing a fantastic job in her career and her life right now. And she don't care what nobody says or thinks about her. She's just doing it. Same with some other artists. I'm watching them just like not be in their feelings about how other people feel. You work for me or you don't energy. And it's like, wow. Now, I will say this. I am going to stay with win-win situations. So if you're in my Soulmate Lovers and Friends project, like I said, we will work together, but I'm going to be on your ass. Like, everything has to be great. I'm not going to let you slack off or I'm going to cut you off. And that's that. You're either on it or you're not. Staying away from people that are struggling with their addiction issues and their demons. Like, work on healing. And while you're healing, I'll put out my little 2 cents on my YouTube. But hey, I gotta keep running because right now the marathon continues for real. And that's just my ending note for the new year. I'll see y'all in the new year. Peace.